So, you're thinking about a career in beauty? That's awesome. It's a fantastic industry. But before you go signing any enrollment forms, just hang on a second. Choosing a school is a huge deal. It's going to impact your future, your wallet, and your rights. So in this explainer, we're going to arm you with the tools you need to choose wisely and, protect yourself. Right off the bat, the guide that we're drawing from for this explainer has one golden rule. It is so important, it's the very first thing we're putting up. If any school pressures you, walk away. Just let that sink in. That one sentence is your North Star through this whole process. Honestly, it's your ultimate power move.
So, let's get into the right mindset here. Section 1. Your future is on the line. The whole idea here is to kind of flip the script on how you see this. You're not just a customer buying a product. No way. You are an investigator. You're an adult making a massive investment in yourself. And this is your investigative toolkit.
All right, let's get to the first part of your investigation. Section 2, follow the money. This is where you have to get serious, because a school that isn't upfront about its costs could end up costing you thousands more than you ever planned for. The guide is super clear on this. You need to understand every single dollar before you even think about signing up.
Okay, let's break down financial aid, because this is where schools can sometimes make things a little confusing. The guide really stresses this simple but powerful point. A Pell Grant is your money. It's awarded to you. It's not the school's money. And a federal loan? That's your debt that you have to pay back with interest. It's a really crucial difference to keep in your mind.
And this, right here, shows you the difference between a school that's on your team and one that, well, isn't. On the left, you see the green flags of a transparent school. They give you a cost sheet right away. They even tell you to go compare prices. But on the right, you see all those red flags from a sales-driven school. They try to hide the real cost. They rush you to sign, and they get all weird when you ask direct questions about money.
So, you've got to be prepared. This guide gives you the one question that just cuts through all the sales nonsense. You have to ask this, word for word. What is the exact total cost before you subtract any Pell Grants or loans? That question gets you the real sticker price, the actual number you need to know to compare schools fairly.
Okay, let's move on. Section 3. Education, not exploitation. So once you have the money stuff crystal clear, you need to be just as clear about what you're actually paying for. Is it a real education, or is it a chance for the school to get some free labor out of you?
And look, this isn't just some made-up problem. The source material we're using points out that there's a national spotlight on this issue. Seriously, federal regulators are actually investigating beauty schools for using students as unpaid workers. This is a real thing happening in the industry that you need to know about. Okay, so the guide suggests hitting them with another round of direct questions. Let's do a little rapid-fire round. First up, is the student salon work truly voluntary, or do you actually require it to run your business? Boom! That question gets right to the heart of their business model. Is that student salon for you, or is it for them? Next, you ask this one, and don't be shy about it. Are you connected to any of the national chains that are being investigated by the federal government for labor issues? A school you can trust will answer that question directly without getting all defensive. They should be totally open about who they're affiliated with. And, last one, a question that brings it all back to your main goal. Why would I be working on real customers before I've even passed my licensing exam? This is such a smart way to remind them, and, hey, to remind yourself, what the #1 mission is supposed to be here.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, the real goal, your license. I know, it sounds obvious, right? But it's so easy for schools to lose focus on this. The single most important thing you get for your time and your money is passing that state board exam. Everything else is just noise.
And here we go, another great green flag versus red flag comparison. A school that's focused on your license, they set aside specific hours just for exam prep. They measure their own success by how many students pass. But a salon-focused school, they're all about pushing services on the public, and they measure success by how much money their salon makes. So what's the real priority? You or their bottom line? So to find out what's really going on, here's your essential data-driven question. What percentage of your students pass their state licensing exams on the first try? They should have this number, and they should be proud of it. If they don't know it, or they try to change the subject, that is a massive, massive red flag about the quality of their program. Okay, so we've gone through the hard numbers. Now let's switch gears to something a little more intuitive, but just as important. Section 5, reading the room. This is all about the culture, the atmosphere, the vibe you get when you walk in the door. The guide says this vibe check can tell you just as much as a spreadsheet can.
So here it is, your final vibe checklist. Can you just pop in for a tour anytime, or does it have to be scheduled? What's the energy like? Is it positive, caring? Do you see diversity and inclusion? Do the instructors seem happy and supported? And, so important, when they show you the contract, is it clear and is there zero pressure to sign today? These little things tell you everything about a school's character.
Phew. All right. We've covered a ton of ground. So let's bring it all home in our final section, your rights as a student. This is the whole point of this explainer, really, boiled down to its most powerful form. This slide boils everything we've talked about down to 3 essential rights. Burn these into your memory. Number 1, you have the right to clarity. Number 2, you have the right to ask all these tough questions. And number 3, you always have the right to walk away. These are completely non-negotiable.
And that leaves us with one final thought. One last question that you have to ask yourself before you make any decision. After you've looked at the money, the education, the culture, the whole shebang, you have to ask yourself, is this school truly honoring my future? The answer to that one question will tell you everything you need to know.